Ciao studenti! Have you ever noticed some strange words that supposedly mean beautiful but look really weird? Words like bel, bei, begli. Like in these sentences, let me give you some example sentences. Ho letto un bel libro. I read a good book. Or abbiamo passato dei bei momenti in vacanza. Oops. That means we spent some beautiful moments on vacation. Abbiamo passato dei bei momenti in vacanza. Or quel bambino ha proprio dei begli occhi. That kid has really beautiful eyes. All these sentences have a form of bello that's really weird. Bel, bei, begli. Very different from bello. Why? Why can't we just use bello instead? Well, the reason is that bello is an irregular adjective. That means that it does not follow the regular rules for adjectives, the regular endings that you probably know. So, how do we take care of this? Well, the best and fastest way to understand this that I've used with all my students and it works is to look at bello with different eyes. Let me show you what I mean. If you look at the word bello, and you don't look at it like one word, but a word made of two parts. And the two parts are be, più, plus lo. What do you notice? Doesn't lo remind you of something that you know? Exactly. Lo reminds you of the article lo. So this is the best way to look at bello. To look at bello like I have two-part words. The first part is the word be. The second part is an article, a definite article. So be stays the same all the time, but the second part, the article part, changes. Like it always happens with articles. Articles in Italian always change depending on what? On the next word. So you will change the ending of bello, the second part of bello, the article part, depending on the word that comes after. So you need to know your articles, to review your articles to do this. Let me show you these with more examples. But first, let's focus on something. If the second part is an article, you need to remember that we have 7 different forms, 7 different versions of that article. So we have il, lo, la, 𝗟𝗏, i, gli, le. 7 different definite articles. And that's why we have 7 different versions of bello. There you have your answer there. We have 7 different forms of bello, as many as the articles, definite articles in Italian. So let's learn all, let's see them all together. Bello is the first one. Be più lo becomes bello. Now let's see the other articles. Be più il, giusto? Becomes bel. Be più la becomes bella. Be più 𝗟𝗏 diventa bel. 2 L's and the apostrophe. Don't forget the 2 L's and the apostrophe. The fifth, il quinto. Be più i. We're getting into plurals. Bei. So when will you use bei? You will use it with a plural masculine noun beginning with a consonant, exactly the same way as you would ask if you would use i. Bei. Be più gli. Begli. And finally, be più le, plural feminine, belle. Those are the 7 versions of bello. Bello, bel, bella, 𝗟𝗏, bei, begli, belle. Perfetto. So these are the 7 versions. How do you pick the right one? You pick the right one depending on the next word. Depending on what article would go with the next word, you will pick the ending of bello. So as you can see, knowing your articles, your definite articles, is crucial to use bello correctly. If you have troubles with articles or you don't know them yet, I have a recorded 1-hour class where we talk about definite articles extensively with all the rules explained clearly and tons of examples. So the link will be in the description. As always, I really recommend that you follow the class if you don't know about articles or you're still confused about articles. Now let's practice bello in all its 7 different versions together with some examples. Ok? Perfetto. Allora. If we want to say, for example, beautiful sunset, the word for sunset is tramonto, so masculine singular. So we will say bel tramonto. Why? Because if we had to say the sunset, we would say il tramonto. So il tramonto becomes with bello bel tramonto. Be plus il. Let's suppose we want to say beautiful girl. How do you say girl? Ragazza. How do you say the girl? La ragazza. So which form of bello would you pick? Be plus la. Bella ragazza. There you have it. Scenery. Scenery in Italian is scenario. It's a word that begins with S plus consonant, so it calls for lo. Lo scenario, the scenery. So how will we say beautiful scenery? Bello scenario. Chiaro? Is it clear? Let's keep practicing. Tree. How do you say the tree? L'albero, L', because it begins with a vowel. So, be plus L', bel, bell'albero, bell'albero, a beautiful tree. Let's go into plurals. Let's suppose we want to say good movies. How do you say movie in Italian? Film, we say film. Plural stays the same. So how would you say the movies? I film. Therefore, bei film. Experiences. Experience is esperienza in Italiano. So plural, esperienze. Feminine plural. How do we say the experiences? Le esperienze. Therefore, belle esperienze. And finally, let's suppose we're going to say beautiful ears. Ear in Italiano is anno. Plurale, anni. So it's a plural noun that begins with a vowel and it's masculine. So we will pick gli as an article. Gli anni. Beautiful ears, be plus gli, begli. Begli anni. And there you have it explained, the 7 different forms of bello. Bel, bella, bello, bell'apostrofo, bei, belle, begli. Just remember, look at this word with fresh eyes. Look at it like 2 different parts. Be stays the same, plus the definite article that you would use with the next word. That's the trick. I hope this really helped you with understanding this topic, because I know this can be confusing, and definitely it is if you don't know how to look at it. But I hope that from now on you can use bello correctly and with confidence. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao e a presto!